against a team that's just so resilient. They just keep fighting, and Coach Spoelstra has done just such a good job with that team.
Well, let's hear from him.
It's not going to be easy for either team, and it wasn't. Both teams are laying it all on the line. That's the way it should be. Yeah.
How luxurious is that right now?
Well, you know, Boston was really getting us on our heels in the first half, and I don't think anybody was in any kind of rhythm or disposition defensively, and a lot of it was them. I mean, they were backing us up and everything. So I think Bam, you know, really set the tone in that second half, along with Jay. And then our reserves came in and really gave us a boost defensively. That just took some of the pressure off of our offense. But Bam, you know, was really assertive in the pick and roll. And that kind of loosened up some things, you know, for us. But, you know, games are long, and you just have to figure out different ways to impact winning. And Bam, you know, he understands that. And Goran, you know, their defense is really good. It's really good. They can flatten you out, and sometimes that's what is needed. You know, for some games, you just have to create something out of nothing, and Goran was able to do that down the stretch.
Ira Winderman.
Erik, the return of the zone defense and staying with it even when there were some rough spots. Was that something you tweaked along the way, or is it the usual just do it better and you guys did it better?
I don't know. I have to look at the first half. There wasn't much that we liked about what we were doing defensively, man or zone. I know everybody wants to talk about a scheme. For us, it's disposition, it's effort, making tough plays, making multiple efforts, regardless of the scheme. And we were more committed there in the second half.
And then Duncan's play today, and again, you always tell us, you just know, keep shooting, it'll come around. One, how heartening it was to see the start he had to lift not only his confidence, but the entire team's confidence.
Yeah, and you know, his routes were very assertive. So whether he's making shots or whether they're chasing him off, that's critical to our offense, and it opens up other things. It gives us a little bit more variety to our menu. Yeah, he was much more aggressive without the ball. He was burning more calories for sure.
Rebecca Harlan.
Coach, yeah, Jimmy Butler was bringing the ball up the floor a lot in the fourth quarter there. Not only was he creating for himself, but Goran still hit some big shots. What did you like about putting the ball in Jimmy's hand late in this game?
Well, you know, he's been effectively our point guard all year long. You know, when Goran was coming off the bench with that starting unit, Jimmy had been our point guard or point forward or point two, whatever. You know, none of the positions really matter anymore. But the ball's going to be in his hands one way or another, or it's not going to be in his hands. It's going to be some kind of action with Goran. We're not giving up any trade secrets here. We know that. They know that. And you guys have to make plays. So, you know, Jimmy only had 14 points, but boy, was he impactful. I mean, obviously that steal at the end and the deflection, there's just not many guys in this association that can make each of those plays at top of the zone and then at the back of the zone. Just great plays.
Mark Spears.
Coach talking about just your thoughts at halftime and then what Bam did to spark the guys.
Yeah, I mean, we were all disappointed. You know, but again, like you get to the conference finals, it's not all about you. You know, Boston had a lot to say about how that first half was going. I'd love to say it was just us and us going through the motions or anything. No, that was them putting us on our heels. And then, you know, we started to attack the game a little bit more in the second half and get control of it.
Anthony Chang.
So there were some rotation tweaks in the second half. What did you like about what Erik gave you there in those 9 minutes in the second half?
Yeah, you know, he stays ready. You know, you just never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. We've already seen it, you know, so far. You know, things happen, foul trouble, minor injuries, and Dre wasn't able to go in the second half, and Derek has been keeping himself ready. He knew that he was going to be utilized, at some point, and he kept himself ready and gave us really good, active, energized minutes. I think that inspired some other guys as well.
What was it, the ankle for Andre again, or something else?
No, just a tight back.
Thank you.
Will Manso?
Smo, I know what you're saying about, two tough teams, and this is the way these games are, but you're 10-1 in these playoffs, and your team somehow finds a way. What is it about this team? You're down 17, you're down 13 and a half. All these games, no matter how they play out, you find a way to win.
Yeah, I don't know if you can point to games in other series and see that there's a trend. Each game is different in the playoffs. Each series is certainly different. This, just the feel and complexion and the competition of this series is much different than our last series. So we can't even compare that. This team, yes, the guys have grit, but you also have to do things, well, and you got to make some shots at the end and get some stops, and we were able to do that tonight.
Nick Friedel?
Bo, to follow up on that quickly, you've said all along how much respect your group has to have and has for Boston. But where do you think the mental toughness comes from your group, day to day, game to game?
I don't know. Our guys have shared values about competition, and there's a respectful, competitive humility about how tough it is in this league, and how much toughness you need to bring, on each and every given night. That's probably all I have to say on that.
Dan Wojcicki?
Yes, Will. I know you said obviously everybody was disappointed at halftime, but you guys had, I think, maybe 2 minutes stretch in the game.
Yeah, that was an important stretch.
And there was this, Boston had a chance to score, you guys got stopped.
Yeah.
That seemed like a
Well, we felt a little bit better. It felt like we were down 30.
Let's get to Coach